Hey everybody, and welcome back to Wrestle-Talk audio show with John and Drew. And we got a lot to talk about tonight, and we really want to focus more on the draft, so we're just going to have 10-second Night of Champions predictions with Drew. You can check out my ones on my column, which I post every Saturday on freewave.com/wrestletalk. And here we go. Great. Drew, who do you think? Cody Rhodes and Hardcore Holly versus Ted DiBiase and mystery partner. Who's going to win that?
I think Ted DiBiase and his mystery partner, who will most likely be D.H. Smith, will win the tag team.
Okay, Mickey James and Katie Lee Burchill.
Mickey James.
Oh, okay. Miz and Morrison versus Finlay and Hornswoggle.
I hope Miz and Morrison win.
Same. God. Finlay and Hornswoggle got traded to ECW. Right, Matt Hardy and Chavo Guerrero.
Matt Hardy.
Yeah, you can only hope. The ECW roster is razor thin. Kane and Big Show.
Oh, you didn't know that turned into a triple threat match?
Oh yeah, right.
Included.
Oh, Kane, Big Show, and Mark Henry.
I think the Big Show will win.
Right, Edge and Batista.
Edge.
And finally, the main event, Triple H and John Cena.
John Cena.
Yeah, I think we could all see that one coming. Okay, now that we got that out of the way in just under 2 minutes, we're on to the draft. And we might as well just talk about the ending of Raw. I thought it was really good. The show was a lot better, and I can't wait to see the new rosters in action. At the end of the show, Vince died again. I don't know, he said he couldn't feel his legs and a whole lot of other stuff like that. Or he was basically collapsed on. I liked it. It was better than all the other weeks where they end with some guy holding up his arm in victory or holding up the world title. It was different. Although last year Vince's limo blew up. So I guess every time we're going to have a draft, he's going to die. Okay, on to the draft. Rey Mysterio getting traded to Raw. What do you think of that?
I don't really like it because SmackDown had the huge Hispanic thing, and they'll probably have to get a lot less viewers on SmackDown now.
Yeah, but with Triple H, you can only hope that it goes up. And Rey Mysterio, he was pretty angry because he wanted to stay on the main Hispanic show. But it's different anyway. And a trade I like very much, Jeff Hardy moving to SmackDown.
Yeah.
That was a great idea. Because since Jeff Hardy's pretty untrustworthy now, or at least in WWE's eyes, because of his suspension. If you don't want to make him the main world champion on the entire company, you can make him your world champion on your second biggest show. And Jeff could do a lot better over on SmackDown. There's a lot of things that you could do with him. You can link him with Edge, and he can fight for his brother, and a whole lot of other stuff you can do. And it's not a bad thing for Jeff. CM Punk to Raw. What about CM Punk to Raw?
I think that's probably one of the best moves of the draft, along with Umaga to SmackDown.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. But you know, you think he would put Punk on SmackDown first. No. You want to move him to the main show, he might get lost in the shuffles, like one Mr. Kennedy did last year. And Kennedy was a main event player on SmackDown, then he just graced the mid-card when he got moved to Raw. But anywhere to get Punk off ECW, he's still Mr. Money in the Bank. And the title situation is very confusing. Matt Hardy to ECW.
Well, probably put him there to give ECW at least a little bit of talent back for CM Punk and Kane.
Yeah. Well, they lost their backbone and everything they had.
Yeah, they got raped.
Well, it was kind of sad to see the Hardys reunited then just split up 10 seconds later. Oh, The most confusing draft of the night: Jim Ross to SmackDown and Michael Cole to Raw. First, we'll start off with good old JR.
He looked mad when he got drafted.
He was mad. He wrote a whole like complaint on his JR's BBQ.com or JR's barbecue. He was pretty angry about it, but he's calmed down now, and he's probably gonna find his way back to Raw somehow, because Vince just loved to screw with the guy. Michael Cole to Raw. Everybody said that Michael Cole was being groomed to fill in JR's position when he was retiring. And JR's not retiring yet, but Michael Cole's been drafted to Raw as the main play-by-play announcer. Good for him. Can't be bad for his career. And he said they called every SmackDown show except for 2 for the past 10 years. Batista to Raw. A prediction that I made, something that I saw coming a mile away. Because what more can Batista do on SmackDown?
What was that?
What more can Batista do on SmackDown?
Nothing much, really.
He's fought everybody on the SmackDown roster. He's done everything there is to do, and now he's been drafted to Raw. Now all they need to do is make him a heel. He's not a very good face. But then again, he can't cut a promo that well. But at least he's on Raw, and that's a step in the right direction. There's a lot of fresh talent that can fight on Raw, and there's a lot of things that they can do with him. Well, this was a really good draft. There's a lot of things they can do with everybody now. The best trade of the night: Umaga to SmackDown, or at least the second best trade. But one that once again we saw coming from a mile away. Including Vince McMahon staying at a shareholders meeting that Umaga was moving to SmackDown. He said that with his own words. Well, at least Umaga now can get off Raw, finally. Now he has some fresh victims. Fresh people to fight, which is never a bad thing. But I thought that moving Umaga to SmackDown, Batista to Raw, would get Batista off of SmackDown. But in the main event of SmackDown, I already saw it, and I'm not going to give away any spoilers, but Batista was in the main event of SmackDown this week. So much for getting him off SmackDown. Kane and of course the ECW belt to Raw. Very confusing.
Yeah.
Like I already said, the title condition is hanging on by a thread. Nobody really knows what's going on, but I trust that the Night of Champions go cleared. And this triple threat match between Mark Henry, Kane and Big Show. Kane is on Raw, Henry is on ECW, and Big Show is on SmackDown. So the ECW title can literally end up on any brand. Kane was on Raw about 2 years ago, on SmackDown then on ECW, now he's back on Raw. Mr. Kennedy to SmackDown. You know, it feels like it was just a year ago since Mr. Kennedy was on SmackDown, which it was. Well, Mr. Kennedy, it's good. I think it's a good trade because he won't get lost on SmackDown like he did on Raw. And finally, the King of Kings was traded to SmackDown, much to the surprise of everybody. Everybody.
Yeah.
You think Triple H looked shocked whenever he saw him getting traded? You think he looked shocked whenever he saw himself getting traded? Imagine the look on his face whenever he was told backstage that he was going to SmackDown.
Yeah.
But not really.
That's probably.
He's happy because he only did the trade so he could spend more time with his wife, because she attends every episode of Friday Night SmackDown. And I think he's going back to Raw after their second child was born. And it's hard to believe that's going to do it. That was 10 minutes already. Doesn't time fly when you're having fun?